So, after the kind disappointment that was Akiba Strip, the animation, I have returned today to then do the next part in JoJo Part 5, being chapters 12 to 16. And yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited. I'll get rid of that notification now because it's pissing me off. But yeah, I'm actually quite excited. Hi, Tid. What's going on here? What's going on? Are you... There we are. We're good to go. We're actually on. YouTube is working. But yeah, so we actually are on to part 2 of the gang initiation arc, and as we know, it's pretty freaking fine. Like, it is pretty much thin air. I mean, it's taking me by surprise because, I mean, I wasn't expecting of the things that turned out in this, like, arc thus far. It was interesting. I mean, Koichi messed up the whole entire thing, and in the end, I'm guessing now the actual, like, kind of flame's gone out, so what's going to happen now? I mean, we go back to Polpo, like, the flame. I can explain. And then he's like, 10 points for rhyming there, boy. And then you get the F out my sight, though. That's probably going to happen, but we will see. So we have returned today to do the coloured pages as well, because I'm actually going to have to slow this down because apparently there isn't actually that many coloured pages left, so apparently I should slow it down to kind of just like, I managed to actually kind of keep everything in, you get what I mean, to actually have enough to cover, which is what I was trying to say before, but then it said something completely different, so yeah, you get what I mean, it's okay, it's alright. So yes, hopefully this stream turns out to be okay, because sometimes YouTube does tend to go wrong, like regularly it does, so hopefully it's alright. Also, actually, the ingestion settings seem to be kind of... I have 2 of these things open. Why do I have 2 open? And yeah, the ingestion settings are completely fine this week, which is kind of strange why the last time it wasn't working, but... Mans can't judge this thing, can I? So, entering the gang, part 2. Let's begin. Right. Okie dokie. It's just, look at the face of disappointment that Giorno just has. It's just like, oh no. The flame has gone. So how would he ever enter the actual gang now, unless he actually explains it so freaking damn well that he just gets in just because of his explanation? I don't know. But I don't actually miss anything on that page. Because I actually clicked without realising. Okay, no, I didn't miss anything cool. But I am glad this must have mean that you've been doing... but I am glad. This must mean that you've been doing good every day. Is a day-to-day things that count if you'd been neglecting your duties. You would have gotten completely soaked by the bucket of water. I'm glad. He is not glad. He's very not glad. Said he got down least. Okay. So the most important thing is trust Giorno, Giovanna. If you fall asleep, sneeze, let the lighter fall over, or let a passing breeze flow. The flame will... Let a passing breeze flow the flame out. That makes sense, actually, when I read it. I didn't hit it, cool. That would prove to me that you're untrustworthy. That means I can't give you permission to join the gang. How could it have... No, it's only been an hour. And the flame, I can't believe it. Could I go back to Polpo and ask for another try? No, if he were that generous, he wouldn't be testing me like this. The flame! What happened to the flame? Is that lighter not working anymore? Did it break? Was it my fault? No, it's nothing. You're not involved in this. I'm just thinking about what to do. Well, from the looks of it, it doesn't seem broken. The lighter is still giving off a lot of gas. What did you just say? Come on now, listen. You can hear the gas whistling out of the lighter. I don't think it's broken. It's working fine. Is this the button to light it? Did you try pressing it? Okay, I think something's gonna happen, isn't it? No, that can't be. There's no way it's possibly possible to relight it. The test is whether or not the flame is lit or extinguished. If you can relight the flame, there'd be no point to the test. If I can actually say the word, there'd be no point to the test. And the flames come back. Oh! The brightness startled me, but it looks like there's no problem with it at all. In any case, what are you going to do with a lighter? Don't tell... In any case, what are you doing with a lighter? Don't tell me you've been smoking in school or in your room. Well, not that it matters to me either way, but how can it be possible to reignite the flame? And there's a stand user behind. There's a stand behind it. I'll say stand user, but stand. Oh, 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 baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Look at them panels. Whew. What can it be? What was that? You reignited it. I'll give you a chance to see the true two paths that you can follow. What is this? This is strange. What's happened to my body? I can't move. Can someone call a doctor? Please, call a doctor. A stand? This is Polpo's stand? It must be. Can it be that it appeared because he relit the lighter? It was the old man who reignited the flame, so that's why it's speaking to him. It looks like the vague outline that the stand is holding is the man's soul. These are your chances. There are two paths that you can follow. The first path is for the chosen ones who will live, and the other, the path of death. So, well, didn't expect anything different, but I'm kind of surprised. You have reignited the flame. You will accept this challenge? Oh, wow. I guess he ain't living. I guess he ain't living. What are you doing? This soul was not the one of the chosen one. Hey, are you alright? He's dead. There are no external wounds, but he's dead. It must be because it was his soul that was attacked. His soul? That reminds me, when I asked Buzzaletti whether or not there was others with a stand, but not whether or not there were other withstand abilities, he said that I would understand when I meet Polpo. It can't be. Whoop. It can't be that Polpo chooses those who have dormant stand abilities like what that stand did just now. It can't be that Polpo chooses those who have dormant stand abilities like what that stand did just now. Ha! Read Mario. I didn't want to make the connection, but I thought it has to be Mario, doesn't it? It has to be. I didn't want to be the one to do it, but I'm kind of. Oh man, I thought it had to be intentional. You reignited the flame as well, didn't you? I gave you a chance to see the two paths that you can follow. He's hopping the goddamn railing. That's against the law. It's coming after me now, so it attacks anyone who witnessed the reignition as well. I thought it was having fun war just then. Yeah, it looks like Mario. I thought so, because I was sitting there last stream going, it has to be intentional, the look of Mario for him, because I'm seeing it, but I don't want to mention it, but it is. Like, someone's probably gonna say, "Hey, mate, that's why didn't you get that?" I just randomly hit the wrong button. There we are. That's what I wanted. I wanted to read the rest of this. Whoa. This is... I give you a chance. I'll give you the chance to see the two paths which you can follow. My stand's gold experience was dragged out. This stand, it used my shadow. This must be how it extracts other people's soul. That's interesting. Well, yeah, but I wasn't gonna be the one to actually mention, hey, it's Mario, because just in case it was just like a little subtle nod to it, but it's clearly Mario. Okay. Part 3 we go. Part 3 we're on. Now we go. Alright, so I can't believe that gold experience was forced out regardless of my will. Stand name, Black Sabbath. User, the incarcerated gangster Polpo. Oh, so it actually is Polpo's stand. And his actual name is Black Sabbath. That's amazing. Stand name, gold experience. User, Giorno, Giovanna. Black Sabbath's pretty cool. Cool band as well. The first path is for the chosen ones who will live. It's stronger than gold experience. Its user Polpo is inside a prison roughly 5 kilometers away. This is a remote control stand, and yet it's still incredibly powerful. Well, if you actually remember what happened in part 4, you actually kind of realise that it's not like kind of rare for that to happen, I guess. That a remote control stand can actually be very freaking powerful. If not then the remaining path is this path. If not then, the remaining path is the path of death. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what I was trying to say there. Additionally, it seems to be attacking on autopilot like a robot. The old man died when his soul was stabbed by the arrow. But what will happen in my case? What if my stand goal experience is attacked by the stand? We shall find out. Just by attempting to grab it. What is this arrow? If this gets a clean stab at goal experience, I'll definitely be killed. For sure. It looks like I have no other choice. I, Giorno, Giovanna, have a dream. Even if Polpo is a superior in the organization that I'm intending to join, if he intends to get in my way of my dream, and if he's someone who kills innocent bystanders like that old man, as if his life was just trash to be tossed, I have to defeat him. Ooh! And there's the classic Muda as well. It's getting me. It's getting me good. I don't miss anything on that page actually. Nope, I'm good. Just in case sometimes I do tend to miss something. Gold experience. Only your senses will rampage, consequently making everything seem slow. It's gone. How is it just like... It's gone. It's just like when it attacked the old man. But no matter how agile it may be, it shouldn't be able to move anywhere right now, since I attacked it with gold experience. Its senses should be moving far ahead of its actual physical capabilities. It should barely be able to move. Even if it could move, it should be moving incredibly slow. I wonder that as well, to be honest. Maybe it's just I think it's because I think more than anything why Polpo wants to kill him is because he actually reignited the flame, because the whole entire thing is to prove his trustworthiness. If the flame goes out and he tries to reignite it, then Polpo knows straight away that actually he's untrustworthy and actually failed a test, and I'm guessing that's why. And also the fact is the stand can actually put you on two paths, one of the paths being death or one of the paths being chosen one, actually people do live. I'm guessing that's the kind of connotation of the way he wants to kill him. Because he bear witness to the flame being reignited. I guess the flame being reignited instigates the whole entire idea of him trying to murder you, because he knows at that point not to trust you, and there's no point to you being there, I'm guessing. That's how I'm seeing things. It shouldn't have disappeared like this. I can't discern its ability. I don't understand what's going on, but it has to be somewhere. It has to be here somewhere. It has to be, and it will be moving slowly. Otherwise, it'll ambush me just like it did to the old man. I have to find it before the effects of the slowness wear off. Oh, dang it. It doesn't help that it's stronger than I am. If it catches me this time, it won't let go. It kind of reminds me of those things from, was it Zelda? Those things appeared and they used to be able to go into the floor and used to be able to attack you like instantly. I couldn't remember. I swear it's Ocarina of Time when you go into the Shadow Temple, that you can get attacked by the things on the floor and they can just drag you away. It's not the hands, because the hands appear from the sky. It's the things on the floor. I couldn't remember what they were, but I do vividly remember something similar to that in Zelda. favorite part of JoJo's when they try to figure out Stan's abilities, Stan's powers. That is the best part, because it's always an interesting thing when they actually figure it out, because 9 out of 10 times... Oh no, I didn't hit it. 9 out of 10 times it tends to be something really freaking interesting and really freaking cool at the end. It's inside the shadows. Since my movements are also slow, it won't be able to guard the arrow stabbing me in time, making things go slower. Since my movements are also slow, I won't be able to guard the arrow stabbing me in time, making things go slower. Making things go slower worked against me. That's what I was trying to say. I remembered now that you're saying that Passione gang had 757 members. Like, it's gonna be terrifying. Wait, but if it's like sheer heart, I will never forget that name. Won't Polpo not know? If so, he's kind of innocent, ironically enough. Wait. Ow, my hand's gone dead. It's so cold in my room that the kind of heating's gone up, so my hands literally just kind of reignited, and now actually can feel them again, but they're actually slightly dead at the same time. Wasn't Sheer Heart Attack was actually a remote control stand originally? Like, Kira kind of, if I remember this inherently correctly, Kira knew originally Sheer Heart Attack's movements, but once he knew he was in a predicament, he let Sheer Heart Attack go. Like, if I remember correctly, and then that's what happened. It acted on its own after that point. But then Josuke managed to actually kind of put the hand back on Kira, which then kind of re-put together Sheer Heart Attack and Kira together, if I remember correctly. If that's what I'm remembering. That's how it all played out. If I'm correct with this one, it works the exact same way. But not too sure whether or not it's 100% the exact same way, but it might just be similar to how Kira worked. Like, that's kind of... Yeah, automatic stands act on their own. But was... He knows the effect of his stand. The test is made to be failed. Yeah. I think it's one of those things that... I think maybe 9 out of 10 times the actual inauguration into the actual... gang must be your survival for that stand. Like, if you actually can survive it, I'm guessing he's all like, yeah, why not? Join. As well, also to recruit stand users. Because I'm guessing he knows at that point whether or not it's worthy to actually kind of go forward with him. Just follow the heart. Heat. Oh yeah, Sheer Heart Attack follows the heat. But if I remember correctly, it was remote controlled, but Kira knew anyway. Because it was still attached to Kira. It was Kira's second it's Kira's second stand. Let's see if I'm remembering things correctly. Because if I remember correctly, he then cut his hand off when he was in the predicament with Josuke, Koyasu, and everyone else to actually kind of allow it to go on its own. That basically just kind of making it its own stand completely, so it's kind of autonomous. You get what I mean? On its own. And then what happened was Josuke actually kind of put together Kira and Sheer Heart Attack, which then allowed it not to go the way he wanted it to go. That's if I remember correctly, which now I'm probably going to go and Google it. Because that's kind of... Because I know he follows the heat, don't get me wrong. I know it's completely autonomous after Kira kind of lets it go. But I swear it's Kira it's still attached to Kira. Like, it's not technically I don't know what I'm going with that. I'm trying to explain it, and I don't know how to explain it correctly. It's autonomous to an extent. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's autonomous to an extent. Okay, so yeah. I think it works. It's more of an ability it's more an ability that kind of looks like a stand. It's kind of weird to explain because it's completely autonomous, but at the same time it's still attached to him. It's like a second. It's a secondary thing. That's what it is really. Sheer Heart Attack. That's it. That's how I'm remembering things, because he was able to let Sheer Heart Attack out to actually go and attack, and then allowed it to come back, because that's why he had to go back to. That's why he had to go to Koichi, like, during the part when Koichi and JoJo were fighting shit heart attack, because if he let it go any further, he would be in the ground. So he actually had to go back to it to actually kind of turn it off. So it's autonomous to an extent, but it's still attached to the stand user. That's how I kind of explain it. Right. The shadows. I knew it. It had to do with the shadows. Yeah, I thought so. I thought I wasn't wrong in thinking that. The stand moves exclusively through shadows, but within them, it's incredibly fast. The side of the stairs is flooded with sunlight. It looks like this stand can't jump through sunlight to follow me. That's why I was able to avoid his attacks just then. When it first appeared, the reason it attacked the old man first was because I was at the bottom of the stairs, where it was mostly sunny. The old man was standing in the shadows that the railings made, which made him an easier target. But last time I checked, it was way past 4:10. In short, while the sun is going to set behind the campus buildings, and when that happens, wait, what? Did I just finish now? Did I miss something? Ah, frick! Why can't the actual things be on their own? Oh no, yeah. I thought I missed something. No, I didn't. Cool. Alright, so part 4. I think we've got this chapter and the next chapter to go. I think. Is there part? No, it's part 6. It's still 2 more. I thought it was actually. Oh, right. Anyway, so entering the gang, part 4. Ah, frick. No, wrong button. Wrong button. Okay, so let's go. Durability is an A. Speed is an A. Power is an E. However, when it grabs someone, A. So it's technically E to an extent, but when it's grabbed, it's A. Range A. Position E. Potential E. Its ability and range of motion is limited to the shadow environment. However, it doesn't seem to be able to hide in tiny shadows, like a shadow of a pebble or a tiny dark cracks between stone tiles. It can't run out into the sunlight or jump across light areas. It releases something that resembles an arrow from its mouth, and it pierces its target's soul. The one who is stabbed by the arrow either has the dormant stab abilities awoken or dies. So it works exactly the same way as the arrow from part 4 and part 3, then, doesn't it? Because if I remember correctly, Keicho stabbed the people. If they died, they didn't have a stand ability. But if they were stabbed and they survived, a stand ability awoken. If I remember correctly. Let's see if I'm remembering it. If this stand can only move through shadows, then what would happen if I were to forcibly drag it out into the sunlight? That might be its weakness as well. It's definitely worth a try, but how am I going to accomplish it? This enemy stand is definitely more powerful than God Experience. No, rather it's probably invincible in the shade. If it catches me, it's all over. What should I do? It's waiting. It's waiting patiently for the sun to set behind the school building. What are you doing, Giorno Giovanna? What's going on? What happened to that man that was lying at the foot of the stairs? Not only did you steal my luggage and my passport, did you do something to that man too? Oh, Koichi, man. They didn't get the wrong idea. It wasn't me. The stand over there attacked. And it's gone. And it's gone. Hey, I was watching. From that window up there, I saw you talking to the old man. And I saw you reignite that light of flame. I saw it all, okay? You were watching? It can't be. Oh god, no. It's going off to Koichi now. Koichi, mate, you better get out of there. Stay out of the shadow cast by the rains, Koichi. Get out of the shade, man. Oh no. Oh no. It's got Echoes Act 3. No. You saw the recognition. I'll give you a chance to see the 2 paths that you can follow. Wait, what is this? What happens if it attacks someone who's already had their dormant stand abilities awoken? Or unless it awakens more. Oh, awakens more? Awakens? It's extremely painful, but God, it's hurt. Thankfully, I made it to drag. Thankfully, I managed to drag you out into the sunlight. They're stair railings. I use Gold Experience's ability to turn them into morning glories, which hang down. You've been dragged out of the shadows created by the railings. Ah. I love how people with stands got their stand removed instead of their soul. Huh. Whew. Don't know why I got my headphones on actually, speaking of the devil. Got nothing to hear. Oh no, Black Sabbath is screwed. Pity, there was still some shade nearby so it got away. But now we know for certain that being out in light damages it. If we can manage to drag it completely out into the open, we have the possibility of defeating it. That stand. I'll explain a bit it'll take a bit to explain, but as you can see, I'm being attacked. The enemy's stand is invincible as long as it's in the shade. Don't go into the shadows cast by the school building. The man who relit the lights was killed, to put it simply. Since we were witnesses to it, you and I are under attack as well. Yeah, like Ghost Andy, it's Koichi's second time. That was an arrow from the bow and arrow. It's here in Italy. What are you doing, Giovanna? What are you being attacked? Why are you being attacked by a stand that has an arrow? So it is basically like, it's basically like the previous time. Like it's like part 4 all over again. But this one, I'm guessing, it's probably a bit more terrifying. Explaining will take too much time, but I don't know anything. Have you seen the enemy stand before? I'm not talking about the stand. I'm talking about the arrow. Do you really know nothing about the arrow? You've lost me. You lost me. What is that arrow? Why did you just help me? Now that's not the time. The sun is setting. Tell me more about the arrow. Why did you help me? Just because you did, don't think I owe you any debts towards a thief like you. The recognition of the lighter happened because of my actions. The old man has nothing to do with anything. I feel incredibly terrible. I know that what I'm doing is right, but I still feel the dark brooding feeling. I, Giorno, have a dream that I know is just. I love this dude. I love this man. The stand is a remote control automated stand. 2 years ago, back in my hometown in Japan, there was an arrow. Not exactly the same one as that one, though I think not the exact same one as that one, though I think. And I was stabbed by that arrow, got my stand ability. I don't know where the arrows come from, but I didn't think that I would be in Italy. But I didn't think it'd be in Italy too. Anyway, I've seen a stand before, so into that one. Even though it's some remote controls. Anyway, I've seen a stand before that's similar to this one. Even though it's a remote control, it's still powerful, and that's because it runs on autopilot. It can only do simple things like follow someone and explode. But it doesn't stop attacking until it accomplishes its goal. But since the user doesn't realize what's going on with the stand while everything is happening, but since the user doesn't realize what's going on with their stand while everything is happening, our best bet is to find the user and then get to them fast. Unfortunately, that's impossible. The user is secured in prison. We won't be able to get there. In any case, the sun is going to set behind the school building soon. Currently, the enemy stand can't roam outside of the shadow that the building cast, so it would be wise for us to go around to the other side where the sun isn't blocked. We can figure out how to drag it out into sunlight there. So it does kind of work exactly the same as Kira, but I'm guessing as well with Kira, I think I failed to actually explain was that Kira himself did not know what the actions of the stand was doing, but yeah, it's kind of like that is how Koichi explained it. But since the user doesn't realize what's going on with their stand while everything else is happening, yes. Best bet for them is to actually go straight for the stand user. Yeah, it's true. The same thing happens with Sheer Heart Attack with Kira. The exact same thing happened, but they managed to actually get Kira to there instead. I think them going towards Kira. I think Kira went there first because of what Echoes was doing to his hand. As if I'm remembering things correctly. It's gone. The birds. It's used the shadows and the flying bird as a way to travel from shadow to shadow. Well, that's impressive. That was it. That was the end. Ah, frick. Oh, no. That was definitely it. Huh. I thought I was missing something. Am I missing something? No. That was actually it. That was the end. Okie dokie. Anyhow, on to part 5. It feels very much like part 4 now. I quite like it. Like we're getting the vibes of part 4 again with the autonomous stands. I think autonomous is the right word to use. Ah. If I happen to explain anything incorrectly, do tell me. Free phrase. We need the repeat of the waiter, only with a female cop and a fat guy. You never know. The same thing could happen in theory. Like it could in theory just turn out exactly the same way. Like Koichi's is free freeze and actually kind of traps the actual stand there, and then I'm guessing Polpo has to kind of come out and go and fix the whole entire thing, but he can't. Because then we kind of run into the whole entire thing of what will happen if Polpo gets out, because we don't know truly the capabilities of Polpo. The only thing he has is his stand ability. His stand is inferior to autonomous, so he doesn't have to be there while his stand's being used. But what if he actually managed to get out? Like, could he actually in theory have a different stand that's actually not just that one? We don't know. That's the problem. That's the whole entire thing. So bringing him out is technically kind of terrifying at the same time, because you just don't know what could happen. I mean, them going there is still kind of a far-fetched idea, because I don't know how they'd be able to actually take down Polpo, but that'd be the best way. To me, Koichi Hirose, that is, everything just seems to be happening too fast, but anyway, right now, here in Italy, I'm being attacked by a remote control stand that moves through shadows. Someone missed a T on that, which is kind of a bit like, whew. Giorno was planning to move around the other side of the school building, since the sun is hitting the roof from the other side and casting a long shadow over most of the space. His plan was to lure the stand into the shadow of something he can move away before the sun sets completely, and then move the shadow. Oh, then remove the shadow. Ha! I quite like that idea. Again, it reminds me of something. I'm trying to figure it out. It reminds me of something from somewhere else. And I'm kind of like, I quite like it because I've seen this somewhere before. But I can't figure it out. That was his plan. If he could have dragged that stand out into the sun, he would definitely have been able to win. Giovanna had been planning to remove the shadows. We're entering the gang, part 5. The crows. It was hiding inside the shadows of the flying crows to move from the shadow of the building. The stand. Ah, it's fast. No. Within the shade, just as I thought, it's stronger and faster than Gold Experience. In this position, there's nowhere it'll let go now. At 3 freeze. Yeah, he's doing it. He's doing it. He's doing 3 freeze. Let's kill the hoe, as he said back in part 4. Ah, frick, what did I do? There we go. Mayuko's at 3 has the ability to make objects and stands much heavier. Oh my god, that's amazing. Just look at him. I just love his... He's... Oh my god, I love it. I love Echo's at 3. He's just a bae. Oh god, that's amazing. What the what a fucking biatch. Oh, that's amazing. That's the greatest thing ever. I made that bastard hand heavier, so heavy that it can't move a single finger off the ground. Grip. Oh no. It should have let go. I made its entire hand heavier. Even if it managed to sneak back into the shadows, there's no way it could have the strength to keep its fingers bent. It's strong. It looks like it's hell-bent on keeping its grip. There are 2 paths that you can follow. No, at this rate, Giorno's legs will break under the weight before the stand lets go. I have to release the ability. I have to stop the ability. Muffled clothes ripping noises in the back. Muffled clothes ripping noises in the distance. At 3 releases 3 freeze. Oh, at 3 release the 3 freeze. No, don't go and do something like. Don't go and do something like that. This is perfect, Koichi. Huh? This ability of making things heavier. Release it? No. Why would you? This is what I wanted. The ability that you could use for me. It's perfect. This is what I wanted. This ability that you used for me. It's perfect. But your ankles are going to shatter. Oh, dang it! This man, he's cool. He's cool. I give him props. Giovanna won props for being pretty freaking cool. What? The tree branch. The tree branch is what's broke. It just seemed to just crumble off. Plus, all the leaves are falling off along with the seeds. But that tree is an evergreen, and it's spring right now. We need to remove the shadows that this stand was lurking in, yes? Just as we planned. Gold Experience is a stand that continuously gives life. Therefore, that tree kept on growing, and then came to its end of its lifespan, causing it to wither. Your ability, but your stand couldn't move. There's at least 10 meters between you and that tree. Ah. Don't release your ability. This is perfect. Thanks to your wonderful ability to make things heavier, you made a hole in the tiles. You dug a hole that directed your ability to the roots of the tree. Ha! You dug a hole and directed your ability to the roots of the tree. That is so cool. Oh man. Yeah, we removed the shadows. We managed to drag it out into the sun. Kind of very reminiscent of what happened at the end of part 3 as well. Oh no, because you dug a hole, there's a shadow there. It's going to try and escape to it. Yeah. You said there are 2 paths I could follow, but for you having that many choices, impossible. But for you having that many choices, it's impossible. Koichi, That's where the sun shines the brightest. May I ask you to move a bit to the right, please? Mura, 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 mura. I love that. I love it. It's amazing. Take your time and enjoy the sun, but take your time and enjoy sunbathing. That's the singular path that you can follow. But what to do? What to do? I wonder if I'm still eligible to join the organization. Troubling. Oh man, this is just too cool. Just too good. Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh god, oh man. Right, the end of this arc is upon us. Did it just do the Koichi and Smokey Oh No pose? Did it just do the Koichi and Smokey Oh No pose? Let's have a look. You tickled my interest now. Kind of. Kind of. Kind of. Entering the gang part 3. Let's go. That arrow. If there's another arrow here in Italy, that means that the number of victims struck by that arrow will continue to increase. I have to phone home. I have to tell my friends in Japan. Don't go doing that, Koichi. What are you doing? Did you just say increase? But I just defeated Polpo's stand, and it had the arrow. Defeated? No, you're not understanding this correctly. Giorno experience hung Giorno a little too much. Okay, admittedly, thanks to you, we're not under threat of being attacked anymore. But what happened was that the stand stopped attacking us because it was exposed to sunlight. The user, on the other hand, is completely unharmed. Does that mean Polpo's still alive? Alive? Remote control stands don't affect the user at all. If I told you before, but he probably doesn't even know that there was a battle here at all. If that's true, what you told me that the stand comes out of that light as flame, then be careful. If you relight it, you'll automatically be attacked again. I'll ask you again. He doesn't know anything about what just happened, or that I'm a stand user. Ah, you're so persistent. If he felt anything, probably it would just have been his hand feeling heavier or something. But there's no way he could have found out that we're both stand users. Hey, I'm sorry, but do you mind moving your hand? Unfortunately, I can't allow you to make that call. So, wait a second here. So the remote control stand doesn't affect the user at all. Okay, I understand that. I was gonna say, because unless I'm remembering something completely incorrectly from part 4, but am I did I remember something from hold on a second here. I'm going to find this out now because it's going to irritate me. It's going to actually irritate the hell out of me now because I need to find it out. Right, Killer Queen is a stand of Yoshikage Kira featuring Diamonds Unbreakable. Right, I don't need that bit. I need a primary bomb transmutation. Secondary bomb, sheer heart attack. Is Killer Queen's second type of bomb featured primarily in arc sheer heart attack? In appearance, it's sphere plated with a spherical removable knob at its top, standing on the treads of a tank and its sides, embedded in front of by a cat skull similar to those appearing on Killer Queen's body, with addition of a downward dagger on the forehead, an articulated jaw, and a short spiked nose. This bomb detaches from Killer Queen's left hand, and thus any damage or stand abilities forced upon it is reflected upon. This bomb detaches from Killer Queen's left hand, thus any damage or stand abilities forced upon it is reflected onto the user's left hand. It is completely autonomous with an unlimited range. Thus, the user can safely engage sheer heart attack and walk away a great distance, but it carries out its duties. It seeks out whatever is warmest thing in its vicinity, even changing targets the second a warm object appears. I guess a retcon B damage doesn't transfer, but something like making it heavier does something, like affecting every molecule. Like, I was kind of sitting here wondering, am I getting something wrong here? Because if it's remote controlled. It's remote controlled stand, so it's completely autonomous from the actual. It's completely separate from the user, so nothing can actually happen to the stand user. Because if I remember correctly, technically, sheer heart attack was detached from Killer Queen, so anything goes back towards Kira. But in this case, there was no detachment. There's no detachment from any other stand. It's on its own. It's completely like separate. So I'm guessing if it doesn't detach, it's to explain remote control. Remote control are totally different from automatic. Okay, that explains it then. I'm saying, because I thought I was getting something wrong here, wasn't I? I thought I was sitting here wondering, am I wrong in my thinking? Because I don't know, but clearly there's two differences now, because otherwise I was sitting there going, wait, what? I thought I'd go quickly and look at sheer heart attack just in case, because it's the only draw power that I can actually go towards, because remote control at long range. Yeah. So someone's probably going to pick up on the fact that maybe I might have got something wrong. I thought maybe something might have happened that might have changed it, but there's different things, I guess, in the long run, which is actually not too bad. Automatic are totally autonomous. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. All right, that's fine, and don't worry. At least I cleared that up, because otherwise I was gonna be a bit confused going forward. It's like, wait, am I thinking the wrong thing? Am I thinking the right thing? But I'm thinking it's something in between. It's different. That's what I was trying to get at. Because if I remember correctly, because in this case, I'm guessing that this one doesn't affect the user at all, because it's not. It's technically this one would affect it, but Kira's one did, because it was detached from sheer heart Killer Queen. Okay, that explains it. I thought I'd quickly clear that up before I go forward, just in case I get something wrong later on. Someone's like, "Hey, mate, you didn't watch part 4 correctly." I'm like, "Wait, sorry about that." And you go clear that up beforehand. It's a sincere request. The enemy isn't an individual. The enemy isn't an individual. It's an organization. The enemy isn't an individual. It's an organization. If you tell someone there's a high possibility that the information will be leaked. If you tell someone there's a high possibility that the information will be leaked from there. One place. Giorno started to tell me that he was going to become a gangster. A gangster. Was this kid seriously considered that his life goal? Did he seriously want to involve himself in moral things like that? Is this guy for real? Those were the first thoughts that ran through my mind, but there sits dead Mario. That's totally like morbid and hell. Morbid as all hell. Listening to Giorno's story, I could see that he held virtue within his words. I could tell because I'd seen it before, because back in Morio, I'd often seen something similar in the 3 men of the Joestar bloodline. Those 3 who always made it seem as if virtue of justice were their life energy. And as Giorno looked at the poor old man who had been victimized for his dream, there was the same virtue in his eyes. Within him, Giorno had definitely inherited the will of the Joestar bloodline. I told you, 75%, 75%, sorry, 75% Jonathan Joestar, 25% Dio. That's always what I go for. I'd imagine he's not. I'd imagine Joseph Joestar's still alive. There wouldn't be anything telling me that he would have died. Otherwise, they would have said it. I'm just enjoying the special order of pizza. Wow. Wow. Sorry to keep you waiting. You were Giorno, huh? Giorno Giovanna. Oh, that's right, sorry. When I eat, I'd get a bit lightheaded. Maybe because my blood rushes to my stomach. This may seem sudden, but are you religious, Giorno? Well, I can't say that I'm very devout. In any case, what I'm about to say might go against God's teachings, but I want you to listen and listen well. Yeah, Golden One is just 2 years after DIE. I thought that it wasn't that far apart, so there wouldn't be any kind of implication saying that he would have died. Don't know. If the most important thing in this world is trust, then conversely, the most detestable thing in the world is to insult that trust. Do you understand? When you insult someone's trust, not only do you tarnish their good name, you interrupt their lives and back them into an inescapable corner. We don't fight for money or profit, nor do we risk our lives or start riots because some fool took our seat on the bus or concert tickets. Fighting is only for idiots who have nothing better to do. However, once we feel that one's trust has been insulted, we have a sanction to put lives on the line. I feel that even God would permit murder in this situation. Dang. Don't forget, and congratulations, I accept you into the organization. You have managed to bring me the lighter without letting the flame go out. Therefore, you pass. Yeah. This is Passione's badge, which is proof of your membership in our gang. And for the time being, you'll be working under Buzzaletti's orders. How about a celebratory drink for you as well? Did that kid regard this flame for 24 hours, or did he relight it and become a stand user? It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. In any case, I can use young clueless brats like him who managed to bring back the lighter alive to my advantage. Either way, I'll make him plus his weight. I thought I closed this door, but then again after I eat, all the blood does go to my stomach. He's eating the banana. He's eating the banana. What was that sound? That's amazing. I love it. So you asserted that when someone is insulted, murder is permitted, correct? I see that is, in fact, a very important distinction, because you insulted that innocent old man's life. And that's why I turned one of your pistols into a banana. It's your last meal. Take your time and enjoy it. That's amazing. I love it. Polpo, suicide by gunshot. According to investigation, Polpo isolated in his own cell, took one of his guns, placed it inside his mouth, and pulled the trigger himself. The time of his death was round lunchtime, roughly 24 hours after Giorno's first visitation. Since Polpo was in solitary confinement and the weapon causing his death was his own, any possibility of murder was ruled out. Consequently, another arrow was destroyed. Death by banana only in JoJo. True, only in JoJo. But yeah, that was that arc in a nutshell. That was freaking awesome. I love that arc. That was an amazing arc. That was one of those god tier arcs like you get from time to time in JoJo. Unfortunately, this is the last appearance scene of Koichi. Really? Like, Koichi's never seen ever again? Wow. That's really disappointing, because Koichi's actually pretty good in this actual manga thus far. But I can probably imagine why. We has to go back. But yeah, overall, all in all, maybe, ... Oh, you got me interested. You got me. You got me interested. Right. So yeah, I mean, Black Sabbath is actually pretty freaking cool. I actually quite like Black Sabbath. As a stand, he actually was kind of terrifying. Kind of just moving like kind of like being invincible within like kind of shame and everything like that. It's kind of terrifying. But then how Giorno managed to dispatch him was actually pretty freaking amazing as well. Like, it kind of, when you think about it, it kind of almost kind of felt like we were watching part 3 and part 4 all the exact same time. Actually, it was kind of neat how he kind of dispatched how he dispatched Black Sabbath in the end. Kind of reminded me of how Jotaro and Ko took out Dio in the end. At the end of part 3. Kind of reminded me of that slightly. And then how the actual like kind of remote control or autonomous or how you want to kind of call it stand of Black Sabbath was kind of reminded me a little bit of Kira as well. So kind of when you think about it, it kind of brings back this whole entire idea that part 5 is a celebration of part 1 to 4, bringing what was good about part 1 to 3 in, while incorporating what made part 4 phenomenal. Like, that's what it really feels like. I actually quite like how it's all playing out, because you do get those vibes from time to time. I like how Koichi constantly is that reminder as well. Koichi's there to actually remind you of what made part 4 really freaking good as well. So overall, amazing arc. I really freaking like it. It's one of those arcs that really just kind of comes out of nowhere. Like, part 4 had that constantly. Like, it had like arcs all the time that really just kind of upped the game. And I think part 5 is doing that as well, because every single stand that comes out of part 5 thus far has really kind of brought more forward than any other part thus far. I mean, you can see Araki's kind of experimenting with ideas more than anything. Like, in essence, how then Giorno took out Polpo was actually pretty freaking amazing as well. I kind of liked that. I thought it was actually one of the neatest things he could have done. I thought, you know what, I can't argue with that. That's amazing. That's just literally the greatest thing in the world. Because it's just turning a banana into a gun, just like, you can't argue with Giorno at that point. You can't like, yeah, he kind of, at the end, you got to preach what you teach, as they say, and you also got to actually act upon what you teach. And in the end, he actually kind of did that. I thought, you know what, it's actually kind of neat. And actually kind of also get those vibes again of how much Giorno kind of takes from Jonathan Joestar as well. You really get to see that constantly. Like, it's really just evoked through how he acts. So you really do get to see that Joestar lineage within him, which actually is pretty freaking neat. Like, in essence, it kind of goes from person to person. Each person we get introduced has that virtue still there. It's not technically gone. It's always present within them. Which is kind of neat, because again, where he technically came from as well, because he technically came from Dio as well, don't get me wrong, it's Dio's second hand or second degree child. So, still, you would imagine at that point that actually he would inherit what Dio was, but he really isn't. Like, I've explained this like many times, because it's one of his recurring things, that he doesn't inherit anything thus far, really, that Dio kind of has, because in essence, when you kind of think he does, he kind of then kind of counteracts that completely and actually does something completely different that you didn't imagine him doing. But you're kind of like, yeah, I accept that. I really do like that. Good on you, Fanbo. Good on you. It's one of the major things I quite like about him, because he does inherit the Mulder things. He still wants to be a mafia boss, but he kind of wants to do it for a good reason, though. So that's the other thing. His reasoning behind becoming a mafia boss is to kind of like dispel anything that's gonna happen in the city, kind of just getting rid of it. So it kind of just counteracts that completely as well. Gion's also ruthless. Yeah, I get. He does inherit certain things, certain traits that Dio has, but to say he's technically like full blown, full whack, full Monty Dio, technically not. Like, that's the major thing I kind of get from him. He has those things about him. Like, in essence, certain times it does actually kind of draw parallels towards Dio. Don't get me wrong, but to actually kind of say, well, he's 100% Dio is technically not entirely the idea that I get from him. That's how I see it. That's how I see him, at least. I see him that way completely. Like, he's more Jonathan than Dio. Like, he's technically the good Dio. He's the good Dio. That's what I kind of like about him. He's the good Dio. But yeah, really, all in all, really freaking great arc. Hopefully the arcs going forward do actually keep in its vein, because this was a pretty freaking awesome arc. And to be honest, I think what will make the arcs from now on is how Giorno dispatches the actual stand user, because again, one of the things that made part 4 so great and so memorable is how Josuke dispatched everyone that was present inside part 4. But now, seeing how God, freaking hell, there's a lot of police cars going down my road today. Seeing how Giorno dispatches them as well, it kind of then makes me want to read further and further to actually just see how he does it, because he does it such different ways that are pretty freaking great. You can see how, as time went on, Rocky actually realised how to make a good protagonist and make it actually interesting, because they do technically evoke everything that makes a protagonist amazing, because he's smart, he knows what to do, he's also ruthless at the same time, but he knows, freaking hell, get those notifications. There we are. Yeah, he's ruthless at the same time, but this, all in all, he's still probably an amazing protagonist. Like, he's evokes all those things. Like, do I prefer him more than Josuke? Not as of yet, but I think as time goes on, I probably will actually like him a lot more as time goes on, because I think he needs to develop further than he really is right now, but I think he already will. Like, it's completely written in stone that he will become this amazing protagonist. He'll become that gang star, not how Koichi wrote it, gangster. But yeah, even Koichi, though he's got a supporting role, he still is an amazing character. It's what I always kind of liked about him. He's an amazing character even in the supporting role. Like, he still was kind of in a vein-ish supporting in part 4, but even here, being the support character, he's still pretty freaking amazing. Like, he's still there. He still evokes all the things that he learned from part 4 into part 5. It's actually pretty freaking amazing. I quite like it. I quite like how Rocky's improving everything he's kind of done thus far, and actually kind of amplifying that in part 5. Like, it's really amazing to see how much the writing actually improve as time goes on. And part 4 was that, and in part 5 is really this kind of set in stone idea that he's getting even better. So yeah, all in all, I think 16 chapters into JoJo part 5, I'm really liking it. Like, it's the most divisive mangas that JoJo ever had. It's kind of like, I still really like it. I think it's one of those ones that kind of came out of nowhere. I mean, animated, it must be pretty freaking phenomenal. I mean, if they can nail everything that's present in this part, then freaking out. But those guys deserve a medal, because this has a load of things going on that it probably will take quite a lot to actually kind of nail everything that's present. They can do it. More power to them. I love David P. They can actually do it. I believe in them. Part 5 is popular in Japan. So people have said, actually. That's why I've actually read as well. I think the only thing you've missed is the fact that I finished the actual arc, and I'm just kind of explaining my thoughts now. I didn't miss too much, actually, I didn't think. But yeah. Oh God. I can't speak now, my throat just gone and died. But yeah, I mean, it was weird, because you go on to any website and they just say how divisive part 5 is, but it's weird because it's kind of really freaking good thus far. It's only 150 something chapters long, so I don't know how it's all going to play out. Whether or not as time goes on it sort of sinks, but by the looks of it, it's sort of just going upwards. So I don't know. I have no idea, man. But yeah, I think all in all, that's my thoughts on part 5, chapters 12 to 16. So yes, if you have enjoyed this live stream as a whole, and you do want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed it does something quite a bit. If I had in theory got anything wrong when it came to actually explaining, I can imagine it's probably the horrible translation that might have affected the popularity. But if I actually have explained anything that was wrong when I was trying to explain Kira and Sheer Heart Attack, I do apologise, because I was sort of trying to go off what I remembered from part 4. So if it actually happened to, like, not go down with anyone, sorry about that. That's how I kind of remembered it. But anyway, if you have enjoyed the whole entire stream as a whole, and do leave a like, because indeed it does something quite a bit. If you have enjoyed my content, you want to stay a little bit longer and join that family who's really freaking growing fast, then do leave a like, well, do leave a sub, because indeed it does something quite a bit. But until next time, I shall see you guys later. Bye for now.